LinkedIn is a platform where you get opportunities, a place where you connect with like minded people, a place where you build your own brand. Our guest for today is Ishan Sharma, a second year student at BITS Pilani, Goa, pursuing electrical engineering. He is highly prepared, highly motivated, highly ambitious guy and doing some amazing work at such an early age. So, in today's episode with Ishan, we spoke about importance of LinkedIn in students' life. Hope you're gonna enjoy this youth-oriented episode. So, welcome Ishan on the Summer Show. Hi Ishan, how are you?
Hello, Samarjit. I'm great. I'm doing good. It's a really productive day for me right now. And yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm also doing very good. So, how you spend your lockdown?
Okay, so I'm doing a bunch of stuff. First of all, I'm making YouTube videos. And secondly, I'm trying to learn front-end development, right? I'm actually a front-end web developer. So I'm just learning a
Okay.
bunch of new technologies and building projects and also attending some Coursera courses. So yeah, that's just pretty much what my time looks like in lockdown.
Yeah, great. I see over a span of around 8 months, you have created almost around 100 plus videos on YouTube and
Yeah.
you have crossed 2.7K subscribers. And
Mhm.
also on podcast, you have record around 60 plus podcast over 17K plays. So it really inspired me a lot. And I want to know how it all started and what is the motive behind all this.
Okay, so my podcast. In my first semester of college, I was having my final exams, and just before my probability and statistics exam, I was just in my room. And I was just wondering what can I do. Like this was just getting repetitive for me every single day. I used to just do a bunch of coding. I used to study. I used to code and then study. So I just wanted to do something new and different in my life, and I was always listening to a few podcasts. Right, I was listening to this podcast called as School of Greatness podcast by Lewis Howes, which is really amazing, I would say. And the second
Yeah,
one was Gary V Audio Experience. Right. So
yeah,
these are a few podcasts that I was listening at that time. I thought that it would be great to talk to people who have graduated from college or are doing some amazing work in college. So I just had that thought, and then I was like, why don't I document that, right?
okay.
Why don't I talk to them, learn from them, and then actually record that conversation that I had with that person and share it with the world, right? I thought that if I can get some value from talking to that person, why can't other people, right? And I see a lot of people that are just searching on YouTube how to learn this or how to get started with this. And so I just thought that I would actually just share it with the world. So I started doing podcasts, and I realized that podcasts in India is just not something that people know. Okay, because I have personally, I just used to go to dinner, and I used to sit with my friends, and I was like, "Hey, have you heard my podcast?" And then the person is like, "What is a podcast again?" So they don't know what podcast is
Yeah.
because it's pretty new in India, and but they do know what YouTube is and what YouTube videos are. So because of that, I had to create my YouTube channel. Basically what happened with me is that I was making videos for my own sister, and then I just thought I'd actually just upload my podcast, which was only audio, to YouTube, right? And I started with that. I didn't know how to make great thumbnails. I didn't know how to optimize my video for search. I didn't know how to write good titles for my videos. So it was just a process of just trying different things, seeing what works, and then doubling down on what works. So I think that's how I just got started.
Okay, cool. Nice. So I want to know how LinkedIn is useful for a student.
Okay, so LinkedIn. First of all, people have this misconception that LinkedIn is only for you to get a job or to get an
Yeah.
internship, which is completely not true, right? LinkedIn is a place for you to connect with people. LinkedIn is a place for you to grow with people. LinkedIn is a place for you to get opportunities, and just you don't even know there are so many scholarships that you can get while you're in college. And I got to know them only because I was active on LinkedIn. I was having a big enough network that people were able to share that information, that they were like, did you know about the scholarship? They were giving you 10,000 rupees and you have to do this work for them. And I was like, wow, that is so amazing. No one knows about this, right? So I thought that is really good. So, like these are just some examples of how LinkedIn is really amazing. First of all, of course, you can get internship opportunities, but more than that, you get to establish yourself as a person and people get to know who you are, right? When you put out a post, when you put out a video, when you put out a picture, you tell people that this is what you stand for and this is what you are experiencing in your journey, right? So I think this is a great platform for documenting whatever you're learning, whatever you feel like. I think, and secondly, more than any other social media platform, LinkedIn has the most reach, right? Currently, the organic reach is super like crazy right now. So it's like on Facebook, I was paying. I'm actually working as a for a startup in marketing, so I used to pay for advertisements. So that ad had like 20,000 views, and for that I had to pay like 400 rupees. And then on my own LinkedIn profile, I just wrote one post, and that got like 20,000 views in just one day. Okay, and that was completely free. So that's just an example of how crazy LinkedIn is, and I think every single person who is in college should definitely utilize this opportunity.
And the best thing is you are getting connect with a like-minded people also.
Yeah,
But I have seen that many people are connected on LinkedIn, but they slept on it, not creating contents. So what is the reason behind it? Why they are not creating contents?
the reason that they're not creating content is because they feel that it is a really professional platform. Okay, they think it's
Yeah.
too professional. It's like I don't even know what sort of mentality people have. They, first of all, they think that if a recruiter can would look at your post and they would start judging you on based on what you think and what your perception is of the market. Like, let's just say Geo and Facebook had a deal and you had to talk something about that. Okay, and but you're afraid that what if someone looks at that and they may be like, oh, I don't want to hire this person because they have this kind of a mentality. Well, the answer to that is, if you really, you shouldn't really be working with those kind of people who judge you based upon your post, right? So that's just something that people don't understand. And secondly, it takes a lot of courage to put something out there. And people can really just criticize you or just say whatever they want to on the internet. So that is something that I think a lot of people face. And so yeah, I think that's the reason.
Basically due to the lack of confidence they have
Yeah.
also ki हाँ, what the other will criticize, what other will judge on it. But I
Hmm.
think it's not good. You can create contents whatever you want.
Exactly.
So now so now moving on to your book Crush It on LinkedIn. It's really an amazing book, but
Thank you so
I
much.
want to know how it's all started. I
So
want
what
to know.
happened is that I was having a lot of college students in my own college, my friends, and they had no idea for how to get started with LinkedIn. And I have this senior. His name is Harish Uthyakumar. He has his own YouTube channel called Curious Harish, and he introduced me to this platform called LinkedIn. And he had this seminar in my college, and he was explaining what LinkedIn is, what connections are, how to connect with people, how to talk to people. And I really learned a lot from that seminar, right? But that was just one seminar. 30 people attended that, and after that, everyone just went back to normal. Some people executed, most did not. And then I was just, in lockdown, I was just sitting on my chair. I was just wondering, what can I do? How can I bring more value? For sure, I have a full playlist of LinkedIn tutorials talking about every single aspect of LinkedIn. But people like to have something concrete, that they can just carry around. And it's just a form of content that people use. Some people like to consume on written, a written piece of paper, and that is what they like to read. Some people like to consume in audio, some people like to consume in video. So just for that, I just used whatever I knew from the seminar, from my own experiences, from learning online, how people are using LinkedIn. I just compressed it down to one book. It's not a really long book. It's just like a 70, 80 page book, but it still gives you the exact points which you must remember. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I want to know what are the short challenges you face while writing this book.
Challenges, well, I didn't know how to write long form content. Okay, because
Yeah.
the problem with me is that I can write LinkedIn posts, but the LinkedIn posts are at max 1300 words,
Yeah.
1300 characters or something. And for writing a book, my book has around 20,000 something words. So it's definitely a lot. And I just have to think, how do I write such long form of content? How do I structure it? Right? How do I start basically? Right? And for that, I just picked up this video from Pat Flynn. He talks about how to structure your book. He is basically known for podcasting. He's known for blog SEO and all. So he also published a few books. So he was just talking about his own journey of publishing a book, and that is when I got to know that how can you structure a book, and that's just how I got started. It's actually way simpler than people think, because they have this notion of writing a book is only for people who are like 50-year-olds, and they have a lot of wisdom with them.
Yeah.
They have these uh, stigmas of what a book publisher, what a book author looks like. And so I think that is completely wrong. If you have something to share, you can share it in whatever form you want to. That can also be a book, that can also be a video. So that is one challenge that I faced. And after that, the next challenge was to how do I design a book cover, right? Because I was making some posts, I was good at design, okay, but I wasn't at that level that I could create a great looking book cover. And I was just thinking about that, and then I got a mail from my subscriber, on YouTube, and he was like, "Hey, I was just learning Adobe Photoshop, and I just made this cover for you." And that was really amazing to me. Like that was the first time someone that didn't know me, like actually know me by, uh, he reached out to me saying that I can help you out. Thank you so much for making your videos, and this is what I can do for you for free. So I think that is something that was really amazing to just get. So yeah, that's the story behind it.
So may I know where did you get the idea of the name Crush It on LinkedIn? Or
Honestly, it's actually from the book by Gary Vee. It's like Crush It, right?
yeah,
Which
Crush It.
released in 2009, and then he also released one more book called as Crushing It. So I just used it and I added Crush It on LinkedIn. Right, because
Nice.
like if you watch Gary Vee, he's also very much out there and talking about LinkedIn all the time, right? So I've also learned a lot from him. So yeah, that's just how I thought of coming up with a good name, because I think you can really do a lot of great things by using LinkedIn properly. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you like to give a small recap about your book?
Okay, so my book, first of all, talks about what LinkedIn is, what LinkedIn was previously, and what it has become at this in 2020, and how can it change, and sort of what will change in LinkedIn, which probably means that its organic reach will reduce at some point, because it always does. Right, in 2014 and 15, Instagram was having its time. Like whatever picture you will post, tons of people will like it, and right now it's just not the case, right? Even if half the people of your followers view your post, that is good. So that is something that will happen to the platform. So I talk about that. I talk about the stories feature that will be coming out in LinkedIn. And then I talk about how can you optimize your profile, what are the different parts of your profile. I go into detail talking about how I did it, how a few of my connections do it, and then I go over what sort of content can you produce on LinkedIn, right? I talk about different types of content: video, audio is not there, right? Video and pictures and posts and articles. And then I also talk about LinkedIn Live. So that's what I did. And then I talk about success stories of people that have used LinkedIn. Okay, so
Okay.
I have a couple of people that use LinkedIn, so I just want to share their stories. How did they use LinkedIn to, find their community, so as to say, right? So that is what I talk about, and then in the end, it's just like, well, the last chapter is like, use it or lose it, right? This is the opportunity. You want to use it, you can. If you don't want to use it, it's completely okay, right? It completely depends on you.
Great.
I've given you the tools and I've taught you exactly how to do it. Now you need to go out there and just execute.
So if we talk about the content, so what type of content we should publish on LinkedIn, and what are the things we should keep in mind before writing a post or writing an article in the LinkedIn?
First of all, articles are dead in LinkedIn because articles are long
Mhm.
form content, right? They are like really
Uh,
long. They don't have a limit to how much words can you fill in it. And it is only meant if you have a really in-depth knowledge about some particular field and you really want to go in depth just talking about every single aspect of that particular topic, right? So that is something that you can do. And but I would say that you should only create text updates, right? The short posts, the update posts. You just talk about whatever you're facing. Let's just say that you're a developer. You can talk about your journey. You can be like, hey, I'm starting this new hashtag 100-day challenge, 100 days of code, I
yeah.
think. Yeah. And then you can just talk about what is happening every single day, and people will actually notice you. They will be like, okay, so this is the kind of person and this is the kind of content he puts every single day. He talks about the challenges he faced, he talks about the apps he made, the projects he made. And recruiters also like to watch a lot of your content, so they will realize that, okay, this is the person and he's very much dedicated. Look, he's been doing 50 posts every single day for 50 days, and he's talking about front end development, so he must be interested into this. So that gets those recruiters interested into you, and so they might actually message you in LinkedIn saying that, hey Shan, I just watched all of your posts, and they seem to be really nice. You seem to be interested in front end development. We have this open position in our company, so would you like to get on an interview? So like that's just something that happens. And even if not that, let's just say you talk about LinkedIn and you talk about mistakes people make on LinkedIn. You talk about just how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, for example. People will notice that, and then let's just say someone is having a conference or someone is having some sort of a meeting. Okay, so they can actually invite you to
Okay.
speak at that meet, and that can also be really amazing. Like I got invited to speak at Girl Script Agartala, right? And basically, I just talked about LinkedIn and how can you use LinkedIn to maximize opportunities. So you have to focus on one or two things that you really like. That could be front end development, that could be business, that could be marketing, and then just make one or two posts every single day. Okay, just talk about
Okay.
whatever you want to talk about. Make sure that you include a photo so that it is visual, right? And it is tested that if you include a photo, that would be more likely to be seen by people than if you don't include a photo in your post. And make sure that you space out your content. Basically, that means don't write a long paragraph. Just space it out into one or two lines, and if there's a break, one or two lines, there's a break, so that it is more consumable by people that are watching, right? Because again, people have low attention spans, so that is something to be kept in mind. But yeah, that is pretty much all that I covered about making content.
So, if you talk about your book, you have also mentioned that LinkedIn also helps in personal branding. So, would you like to throw some light on what is personal branding and how LinkedIn helps in helps student to build his own brand?
Sure. So personal branding is something that people know you for, right? Like as I talked about, people can know you for front end development, people can know you for marketing, and the only way that you will be able to build your personal brand is by telling people who you are and what you do, right?
Yeah.
And again, that just happens by from creating content every single day. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's actually the same question. I would just say that if you want to build a personal brand as a college student, start putting out content that you think is really something that is aligned with your values, and you want people to know you as that person, right? So, for example, I talk about podcasting, and I have my own podcast. So, basically, for my own network, for the connections, I am this podcast guy that talks about podcasting and opportunities, and sometimes talks about marketing as well. So that's who I am, and that is how they understand me. So that is how you build your own personal brand. It's just about putting out content every single day. You can also try out video content. Okay, so basically what you do is that you record around 3 to 5 minutes of you just talking about something, and make sure that it is high quality, right? This should not be like YouTube that you can literally just talk about wherever you want to. Make it a little bit high quality because again, it is a professional platform. So yeah, That is what I think you should do. Videos are pretty good because for an example you can take is that I had one video that I uploaded on YouTube as well as on LinkedIn. And when I looked at the statistics, what happened is that the video on LinkedIn got way more views than the video on my channel. Okay, it was like
Okay.
5 times more, which is really amazing. But of course, you cannot just focus on LinkedIn for videos because YouTube is more, it's better for videos and it pays you as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But definitely, if you add something and like if you talk about marketing and if you talk about something that is related to business, startups, and all, should definitely consider making videos on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, I think that is how you create your own personal brand.
Yeah, okay, cool. So how in the LinkedIn connection is very important, as we are seeing people are just click follow to others, and they are not contact them, they are not messaging them. So I want to know how to build a connection with them.
Sure. So what happens is that most people just click on connect, okay, and there is this
Yeah.
little pop-up window which says, "Would you like to add a personal message to that person?" Okay, and so that is your opportunity to contextualize why do you want to connect with that person? What is it that you want to tell that person? What is the reason for you to connect with that person? I use it all the time. If the person has a lot of following and so they get a lot of requests, right? Like even I have like 2,000 requests pending in my connections request tab. I do not have the time to literally just click on accept, accept, accept. But occasionally I do see someone just writing a message to me saying that, hey Shan, I watched your video, I read your LinkedIn post, really insightful, would like to connect and talk to you more about it. So like that's just something to keep in mind. If you really want someone who is who has a lot of followers to follow you, to accept your request to talk to you, make sure that you use that first message properly. So that is one point. Next, when you're talking to someone, don't beat around the bush, meaning don't be like, hello, how are you, how is your day? Like no one cares about that stuff. Right? So just come to the point, talk straight to what you want. You just say that if I want someone for to come on my podcast, I just directly just say them, hello XYZ. I just read your blog. I just watched your video. Really amazing. I would like to learn more from you on my podcast. Would you be interested? Here is my podcast link. Let me know if you want to be featured. So just be direct, and your goal should always be to get that person onto a call. If you really want to connect with that person, if you really want something out of that person, try to get that person on a call or on like a video call, right? So that's just something that you need to keep in mind when you're making a network.
Yeah, cool. So in your book, you have also mentioned a trending post versus uh, a trending post versus a viral post. So what is the difference between a trending post and a viral post?
So trending posts are a little bit tricky because not many people know how a post becomes trending. And to be honest, you don't even have to care about that because having a trending post is good, which means that it is trending. If someone searches for that particular hashtag, then it might appear in the top few posts, right? That is what it means by trending. Now, if a post is trending, it doesn't mean it has a lot of reach, it has a lot of likes, okay, or like a lot of engagement. Versus on the viral post that I had, which had like 2,000 likes and comments, tons of comments, and it had like 1,70,000 something views, which is completely crazy. That is a viral post, and that is not considered as a trending post. I don't know why it happens. I think there is some problem with LinkedIn, right? Because what is the difference between a trending and a viral post? Like if you think about what YouTube does, if you go to the trending section of YouTube and you look at the videos, they are the most latest videos that have gained the most amount of views on in India specifically, right? And then again, the viral post that I had was also gaining a lot of engagement very early on, and it still did not become a trending post. So it's tricky, I would say, but you really should not focus on making a trending post, making a viral post. You just need to focus on creating a good post that you want to convey a story to people, right?
Okay, cool. So I want to know, before writing this book, you have read a plenty of books. So how reading books help you to write this book?
Okay, I did read a lot of books, but they were not related to this particular topic. They were more related to productivity, to self help, to minimalism, right? Those were the kind of books that I was reading, and they had a lot of stories, right? So basically, the author was talking about a story, and then out of that story, he was able to put a point out. Okay, what I learned, first of all, is vocabulary. I think that is something that definitely I have learned from reading books. And secondly, I think what I learned is how to structure a book, right? That is a good example. I was reading this book called as The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Okay, and over there I learned about how did he structure his own book. Okay, so I used a little bit of that into my own book. But yeah, like nothing's too specific, but just the bare basics of it. Yeah.
Okay. So would you like to recommend the best three books which really impact in your life?
So far, I think the three books that have really helped me out is okay. Number one is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That
Yeah,
is the one book that
Dale
everyone likes
Carnage.
to read. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I really enjoy that book. You should definitely check it out. And secondly, I think
Oh,
Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I think you should check it out. It's a
okay.
pretty good book. Okay, and the third book I think is The 5 A.M. Club. The
Yeah.
5 A.M. Club by Robin Sharma has taught me a lot about how to, you know, how can you achieve optimum performance. And I think that there's another book called as the Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, which I think is a really good book. You should definitely read that one as well. Just don't worry about the title of the book. Just go in and read the book, right? But yeah, I think there's actually a lot of books that I've enjoyed. First of all, I only listen to the audiobooks. I do not, actually take a book and read it page by page. I like to listen to audiobooks because that's just how I like to consume things. One more book that I think is really amazing is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. It talks about how people in the past had some sort of success and then they became egoistic. And that just gives you a lot of perspective about life and whatever you're going through, and just how can you stay humble in whatever situation you are in. So I think these are the few books that I've really enjoyed.
Yeah, cool. Actually, the 5 a.m. Club is my first book which I have read. So it's really a good book in my
It's
view.
an amazing book. Yeah.
So yeah, so coming to the final question, so what one message would you like to give to a student who is just coming to his first year in his college?
Okay, so I would say, first of all, you will have a lot of freedom. Okay, when you're coming in college, you will have a lot of freedom. You will see a lot of new things happening around you. You will find a lot of people
Yeah,
that are doing, you know, they are just passing their time. I have seen that happen a lot in my life, in my college life, to be honest. And again, I'm just talking from my personal experience. I'm not trying to teach something. I'm not trying to, like give life advice to someone, but just keep in mind that you have time, right? Time is the only thing that you have in your life. That is the most precious gift that you have. It is not your money. It is not, the accolades or the prizes. It is the time. So make sure that you use your time properly. Read as many books as possible on how can you maximize time. The 4 Hour Work Week is an amazing book that you can check out. Talks about how can you, automate things and how can you manage time. So I think that is a really good book. And again, I am struggling every single time about how can I manage. I have this board over here where I've written down whatever I have to do today. So just maximizing whatever I have to do in the time that I have. I think that is the most important advice that I can give you. And just explore a bunch of stuff. One more advice is that people think that because they are early in the process, they don't deserve something. Because they are only in first year, they don't deserve an internship. If they are early in something, they cannot get to some place. Okay, so that is completely false. I have seen so many people in my first year of college. They have gone on to take internships. and they are very successful. So I would really advise all of you to just work and learn new things and make sure that you use your time properly.
And make your LinkedIn profile also.
Yep.
Nice. So thank you so much, Ishan, for giving your time and value to our audience. I will uh, I will also put all your handles in my podcast.
Sure.
So thank you so much.
Welcome. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye. So thanks for listening to this deep, insightful episode. We are also available on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcast. Make sure you do subscribe to all this channel for some amazing upcoming episodes. So stay tuned and keep hustling.